Most people know this herb, especially for the smell, but don't know it's a literal natural pharmacy waiting to be explored. And I'll be including natural ways to neutralize the bad breath somewhere in this video, and you don't want to miss it. So Famfis, why does garlic work in the first place? Once upon a time in the kingdom of Gallicum, there existed a powerful king, Alin, and his beautiful queen, Alines. They lived in peace but in pieces, and by one very strict rule. They could never occupy the same chamber, separated by walls, coexisting but never touching. And so the kingdom sat quiet, odorless, harmless, till an invader crushed the kingdom. The walls collapsed. The king and the queen finally met, and from that meeting was born their son, Allicin. And Allicin was the warrior the kingdom has been holding in reserve. The moment he was born, he went to war, tearing through the bacterial cell membranes, dismantling fungal walls, destroying everything pathogens needed to survive. Welcome back. But don't be surprised, that is not a fairy tale. It's exactly what happens when you crush a garlic clove. The medicine does not exist until the walls break. Now, what does allicin actually do? It penetrates bacterial cell membranes and disrupts proteins needed by bacteria to survive and replicate. This is why during World War II, when penicillin supplies ran out, Allied soldiers used garlic juice directly on infected battlefield wounds. It worked consistently enough that it was called Russian penicillin. Penicillin was discovered in 1928, but garlic was doing the same thing for thousands of years before that. But allicin is just the beginning, as garlic also contains ajoin, which is a compound that prevents platelets from clumping together and forming dangerous clots. Literally the same mechanism that cardiologists target with blood thinning medication. Ajoin, just like its brother allicin, also has documented antiparasitic and antifungal properties, meaning garlic works on bacteria, fungi, and parasites through different compounds simultaneously. Then we also have the third sibling, the diallyl sulfide. Yes, they are triplets. This activates your liver detoxification enzymes, and your liver actually has two phases of detoxification, and garlic compounds support both. They also trigger the production of glutathione, your body's most powerful internal antioxidant. Your liver produces it, but garlic increases that production. Now, how does garlic work with your systems? Let's start with the cardiovascular system. Here, garlic stimulates production of nitric oxide in the blood vessel walls. And nitric oxide causes blood vessels to relax and widen. This is how garlic naturally lowers your blood pressure, not by chemically forcing it down, but by telling your blood vessels to open up. Garlic also reduces LDL oxidation, thereby preventing this particular type of cholesterol from becoming dangerous and sticking to your artery walls. These are two separate cardiovascular mechanisms working at the same time. When it comes to immunity, garlic activates macrophages and natural killer cells, which are your body's frontline immune responders. Now I want you to understand that garlic does not just support immunity vaguely. It activates those specific cells that are responsible for identifying and destroying threats. Hence, consistent garlic consumption has been shown to reduce both the frequency and duration of infection, because your immune system is now running at a higher baseline. But I'm sorry to break to you, we have a plot twist, and this changes everything about how you use it. Allicin is destroyed by heat. So the moment garlic hits high temperature, that enzyme that creates allicin is deactivated. So cooked garlic, while still nutritious, has significantly lower antibiotic and antimicrobial potency. Raw garlic is where the real weapons live. But there's a way around this. When you crush your garlic, you wait for 10 minutes before cooking. In those 10 minutes, allicin is already formed and a portion of it survives the heat. And so for those who want to cook with garlic and still want to have a portion of the antimicrobial potency, that 10 minutes shifts everything back. And it's noteworthy that pharmaceutical companies have spent decades trying to study allicin to stabilize it in drug form, but garlic has refused. So yes, you can't get all those benefits from any single pill. So Famfis, how do we use garlic? But before we go into that, for people who don't like the bad breath that comes with garlic, and I don't expect anybody to like it, so all you need to do is either take yogurt or eat an apple or chew mint leaf some minutes after taking garlic, as that will naturally neutralize the odor-causing sulfur compounds both in your mouth and during digestion. To use garlic for an infection, to improve immunity, or for its antimicrobial effects, you need to take 1 to 2 crushed cloves of garlic on an empty stomach. You crush it, wait for 10 minutes, then consume, and this is the most potent form. For blood pressure and cardiovascular support, you want to start taking garlic daily and consistently. Consistency matters more than quantity here. 1 clove of garlic every day would definitely outperform 5 cloves of garlic once a week. For cooking, you want to crush your garlic, wait for 10 minutes and add it at the end of cooking. That way there's less heat exposure and more allicin is preserved. For topical use on wounds or infection sites, you want to crush garlic and mix with coconut oil. For application on wounds or infection sites, you want to crush garlic and mix with coconut oil. This mixture can be applied directly, but make sure you don't use the garlic juice alone. It can be strong enough to irritate your skin. And most importantly, if you're on blood thinning medications or you have hypotension, then please, you want to avoid garlic. Let me know what you've been using garlic for and what you will be using it for in the comment section, and share your experiences with garlic as well so others can learn. And as always, stick around so you don't miss out.